Hi guys, I hope you're all really well. This week's vlog has been a bit disjointed, I think is probably the only way I can explain it. I think I started off at the beginning of the week telling you about how I was going to do some customization on some jeans. Hi guys, I hope you're all really well. If you can hear that noise in the background, it's my washing machine, so don't worry. Today I'm going to be working on something slightly different. I have a pair of jeans that my boyfriend asked me to customize for him probably about a year and a half ago. Yeah, long time. Every so often he'll be like, oh babe, where are my jeans? I also bought myself some £2 jeans, £2 from Next Clearance a couple of weeks, maybe a month or so ago now. They're all wide leg trousers, they're all cropped, but I was just like, they're £2. I needed some more bottoms, like trousers, jeans type things. I've got one in khaki, one in this navy blue, this dark blue, and then one in a lighter wash denim. And I'm going to customize all three of them, ever so slightly different each one. And then, yeah, then I'll have them to wear, and it'll be extra pairs of bottoms that nobody else will have, and they only cost me £2. So if it turns out that I hate them, I'm not going to get too upset because they only cost me £2. And for my boyfriend's jeans, I've got some wax fabric that I've had for a while that he quite likes, that I'm just going to put it in as patches like behind the denim. So I'm going to distress the denim and then put it in behind. I've already started doing it, and I've worked on the areas where he normally puts in his, I think it's his phone and his keys or something. They've already worn some of the denim. I'm not too sure how it's going to turn out. I don't know that I'm going to love it. Doing customizations, for me, it's a little bit iffy. Sometimes I really like them and sometimes I don't. So we'll just have to see how it goes. I just ended up doing some ad hoc mismatch button attachment. Mostly the reason for the disjointed vlog this week is because I was quite unsure what I really wanted to film, and I started off filming one week and then I got a bit bored because I was really uninspired by what I was doing. By the time I got filming to the next week, I didn't really want to do the £2 jean customizations anymore, and I was a bit meh with what was on my outstanding to finish rail. So instead I decided to do what I tend to do, is look to see if there were any new patterns that I could buy online. And then I remembered at the beginning of the year when I was talking about my Make 9, I am constantly buying the same pattern from 2 different companies. So I thought to myself, before I take advantage of the 50% off sewing patterns that I could see on J-Cots, I would have a look through my patterns and see where I am missing certain things. By going through my existing pattern stash to start with helped me to realise I actually have quite a lot of patterns from Prima, which is a magazine that one of my mum's friends gives me the patterns from because she doesn't really sew that much and she knows that I use them. A lot of the Prima patterns that I haven't actually cut out or traced because you get one pattern on maximum 3 sheets, so then that means that the front and the backs are usually printed on the back, front or back of each other, which makes it really hard to actually use the pattern straight away. It involves quite a lot of tracing or cutting out or some like creative manipulation before you can actually get to working on it. But on Monday I had quite a lot of free time, so I decided I would sit down and I would tackle about 4 or 5 of the more simple ones that would be easy enough to trace out / trace half, use the other half, so that at least that's up and running and I can start using those patterns, and it can just add to my pattern collection of patterns that I'm ready to use rather than them constantly sitting there and not being used.
I would cry, oh, baby. Oh, baby. Don't you, oh, baby, oh, baby, oh, baby, don't you, oh, baby. Then I would cry. Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
In addition to sorting out my Prima patterns, I then took the opportunity to actually sort through my big 5 patterns, not by brand as how they had been before, but instead by product. As I mentioned before, in my Make 9 for this year, I mentioned quite a lot how I ended up buying the same pattern style from 2 different brands, particularly this one that I showed you when I was looking at my jumpsuits. This one from New Look is very similar to this one from McCall's. And I honestly think the only reason why I ended up buying them is because how I'd sorted out my patterns was by brand, so I could never actually see what all my jumpsuit patterns looked like at any one time. Thankfully, my subscribers left comments in my video to suggest how they avoid duplicating patterns. Keeps a digital copy of all her patterns, so whenever she goes out to the shop to buy a new pattern, she has it on her phone or another mobile device to be able to see what exactly the patterns are that she has. Another person catalogues them in a fairly similar way, so that they always have it with them if they're out looking for patterns, so they know not to buy one of the same. To be fair, I just didn't have the patience to be able to take pictures or note down all the different names of the patterns. So instead I thought the easiest thing to me to do would be to just group them all by product type. So all my jumpsuits together, all my dresses, all my suits, all my separates, skirts, tops, blah blah blah, etc. And eventually I then realised that the biggest part of my pattern missing, I guess, were tops. I have several options for top patterns in my massive collection hoard, but the majority of them are all blouses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blouse options. And to be fair, in my actual wardrobe, I don't think I have that many different variations of a blouse, and I don't even think I really wear that many. What I more wear are tops, and that's when I realised that I probably am missing top options, because I have, again then, several jersey type options or like more casual top options, which are great, but again, these aren't really things that I would wear every day, and of all of them, I don't even think I've made one, and I've had these for a very long time. And then when you actually get down to my actual top options that I would wear probably every day, I then have 3. Which then becomes quite boring when you end up wearing them the same top or style of top all the time, or keep making the same style, and then you see all these other really great styles in the shops and you just feel a bit like meh. Once I was able to identify what I felt I was really missing in all my patterns, I then went ahead and bought a whole bunch of top patterns from J-Cots, plus one trouser and one top skirt set because I just couldn't help myself. The kind of tops that I wanted, I looked at what's the current trend, what kind of styles do I like of the current trends, and then what patterns kind of match them that are easy enough to do a little bit of a twist on so that I can make it a bit more me. So I'm going to take you through all those patterns that I've bought as soon as I get myself a cup of hot water and lemon. So like I've mentioned, I think, you know, a good handful of times already in this vlog, I got all these patterns from J-Cots. I have been using J-Cots to buy my sewing patterns for a very long time. They were the first website that I ever used to buy sewing patterns, and I think because of that, that's the reason why I continue to go back to them and use them to get my patterns. But with this particular delivery, I would just like to say I was super impressed with the speed at which I got them. I ordered the patterns, I think it was Thursday night, literally Thursday just gone, and then the patterns were with me by Saturday morning. It was amazing. I personally wasn't expecting to get them until Monday because I thought that maybe, you know, sometimes you just don't get things that quickly, but it means that they picked it and dispatched it on Friday, more than likely for next day delivery, which is perfect considering the delivery was free because it was over a certain value of money, but to get it next day is just, it's quite amazing. I was quite impressed. Like I said previously, the mission of getting the patterns was to get as many top patterns that I didn't already have, that were more in line with my personal style, could be adapted in future, or were just a bit more classic and long lasting. Or they just allow me to be a bit more creatively free and also try and get to some more of my Make 19 goals for 2018. So we'll start off with potentially the Rogue patterns first. I mean, they're patterns, they were just delivered in a Jiffy bag, but I have no problem with that. I think before, maybe they've delivered patterns to me when I've bought more in a box, I think, if I remember correctly. I can't completely remember, so don't quote me on it, but I think that's what has happened. So yes, let's start with the Rogue patterns first, which I've actually just realised there's 3 Rogue patterns, not just the 2, and 4, I guess, legit patterns, which is, you know, a fair enough split. So the first Rogue pattern, like I said, is this trouser pattern from McCall's, which is something that I have wanted to get for a long time, specifically for the trousers and the short option, so I'm looking forward to making that. And then it was the second one that I mentioned, was the skirt top combination, which was a skirt that's similar to one that I have wanted, that I have had before in my life and wanted to get again. And then the third Rogue pattern was this, which isn't technically Rogue because it does give you a top option that I haven't currently got, and it gives me more options of things that I want to make. The thing that sold me was this dress, where it's an embroidery mesh over just this little slip, and I am 100% going to be making quite a few of these because I have wanted a pattern that could let me do that for quite a while, so I'm very glad to get these. So they are all valid purchases to get, and they aren't like anything that I currently have. The only one that might be quite similar is this skirt, which is similar to a Prima pattern that I have that I didn't realise I had because I didn't sort through all of them as thoroughly as I thought. I kind of skimmed through them, you know, but it's fine. On to the actual top pattern. So I got this one from Butterick's. It's B6417, and I love it because it's a little bit of a faux tux top. I've wanted to make like a faux tux jumpsuit and a faux tux dress for quite a while, so now that I have a top that I can do that, I can cut it off at the waist and then make the amendments that I need to get to that. I then bought this jersey top pattern, which you might be wondering, I think we pretty much saw 2 jersey top patterns when you've showed us before, and you would be right to say that you did. The difference with this is that it's got a different kind of neckline, if it will hopefully focus on that, which I don't have on the other ones. These ones are more like traditional t-shirts, whereas the others are just a little bit different, and also the neckline on here is higher than the other ones that I have. They're slightly lower, and sometimes, you know, I quite like a high t-shirt neckline. The third pattern I got was another Butterick's one, so I would just say that Butterick's, there was 50%, that was the sewing patterns that were 50% off last week. I don't know if it's still continuing. So this is B656, and I love this because it gives you the different options of the necks. It gives you V-neck options and crew neck options, as well as different sleeve lengths, different sleeve types. And then it gives you a nice little detail. I'll show you the back of it. It gives you options for different detailings as well on the actual top, which I really quite liked. And then the final one that I think I will probably end up making quite a lot of, because I do like the mandarin, is it, or mandin neckline, is this one, which is Butterick's again, 6487. And again, it gives you different sleeve options, and it gives you different, on this one it's got like a yoke trim, and yes, I just love it. So I'm very happy that I managed to get my hands on these new top patterns and those other 3 row patterns, but I think now I'm probably set for patterns, and I can just get on with actually making some clothes that I haven't done for quite a long while, and then hopefully that will spur me on to do a few more pattern hacks and make some more of my own patterns again, rather than just constantly buying new ones. Like I said, this vlog is slightly mismatched, not quite fitted together as the other ones are, so that's why I've been talking more. I hope you guys have enjoyed this all the same. Please like, share, subscribe, tell all your friends. We are so close to 500 subscribers now. Let's get there. And thank you for watching as always, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.